Hey guys, most people who want to manifest a specific person end up manifesting like a yo-yo effect or you manifest them and then it all goes to shit again and you have a hard time understanding why is this happening, or you're just having a hard time overall. So if you want to understand how to manifest your specific person or manifest anything better, if you want better results, or if you're having a very hard time or experiencing the yo-yo, watch this all the way until the end because I'm going to teach you something in this video that it's a different approach and it's different from what you're probably doing. So, all right, guys, I'm Manifest Fast with Jasmine, but you can call me Dr. Cupcake because what I know they don't teach in school. So, on that note, get a pen, paper, grab a cup of tea, whatever it is, and settle in. So, most people who are learning to manifest or want to manifest are looking for that magic technique. They're looking for the right affirmation. How many times? How? Who? What? When? Where? How do I do it? What's the right way? What's the magic key to this? Is this meditation going to work for me? Affirmation, whatever. And this is a very inferior way to manifest. This is good when you're learning, and it's good for you to do something that you can see works, to do something that you know works, and it's good for you to get results, but it's a very conditional way of going about it. But the real reason why it's inferior to rely on techniques is because when you learn how to manifest through a method, when you learn how to manifest through a technique, you are reliant on the technique. You are dependent on the technique, which means you don't actually know how to navigate reality. You don't actually know how to harness the energy that creates worlds without the specific technique that you used. And so, what will happen is because we're here to grow and learn how to do things better, the right way or the more powerful way, sometimes you'll find that the techniques that you used before or the methods that you used before are no longer working for you now. And another thing that people experience is that or you'll get, wishy-washy results. It's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's like you can manifest and affirm for one thing, but then like it didn't work for something else, right? The other thing that will happen is, because learning how to manifest conditionally, which means you do something to get something, right? What do I have to do, method or technique? What do I have to do to manifest this thing? That is conditional. And that is not the easiest way to manifest. It's not the fastest way to manifest. And this is going to put you in a trap, but it's keeping you in a trap because it's keeping you in a very conditional mindset. And if you want to manifest unconditionally, if you want to manifest like you don't have to do anything to get anything, unconditional manifesting, if you want that, then you have got to learn what actually makes things happen, what actually makes your person manifest for you underneath the technique. What is the frequency? What is the thing that is activating the technique and making it work? Well, a lot of people would say, you make it work. Yes, it's you make it work. But what specifically is that you, and how would you harness and activate that you and make it work, right? Because there's different versions of you. You have different identities, you have different ego variations of yourself. You show up in different ways, you feel different ways, you have different perspectives at different moments in time, right? So, how do you harness the magic that makes it happen? And how do you point it to what you want and make it work? So, this requires, in order for you to learn this, let me say it in a way that's not boring. Let me say it in a way that's really actually fun and exciting, I think. What if I told you that you can manifest a reality where you feel good all of the time and where circumstances don't matter for you all of the time? What if there was a way for you to exist without feeling like you're a prisoner to this world? What if you didn't have to hope and worry and try and pray to get something? What if you just lived in a world where only what you want can happen and it does happen? And you feel the way that you feel reflects the fact that you know that. You know that it's going to happen and it does. You know it, you feel it, you live it, it manifests. Life is not difficult anymore. What I want to teach you guys is something that I don't think, I don't know of anyone else who is teaching this. And it's something, it's a frequency. It's something that I call bubble love. And I really think that I am here specifically to teach you this. Bubble love, what is bubble love? First of all, people associate this frequency, bubble love, with being in a new relationship or a honeymoon phase in a relationship. And they call it butterflies, right? But did you know that you can literally harness this frequency, this way of being that changes your entire world and makes you see things and experience life completely differently? You can experience this outside of the honeymoon phase of a relationship. You can experience it in your entire life. And when it comes to manifesting bubble love, not reliant on like within the confines of a relationship, I call that lifegasm, because you can just experience this in your life in general. It's a thick, visceral, magnetic love frequency. And when anyone can get into this frequency if you know how. Anyone can do this. Most people don't know that this is possible. Most people have never experienced this before. Not past the stage of butterflies. Butterflies is like everything exists on a gradient. Butterflies is on one end of the spectrum. But the experience that you can have with this goes all the way to an experience that cannot even be contained within a human body. An experience that feels like you are most definitely under some kind of influence. That is how it feels. It feels like you're on some kind of, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, something, but you're only under the influence of love. And you experience clarity and telepathy. Telepathy is not what you think. It's a meeting of minds. It's a meeting of hearts. It's seeing eye to eye. It's being on the same page. And when you're in this frequency, you can attract, you can bring anyone into this bubble of love with you. Now, I have experienced this on different occasions for long periods of time myself in ways that I didn't know that this existed. And what I have learned after those experiences is that most people don't know that this exists, and most people have never experienced it to the degree that I have. To the degree that you can experience this, it's literally like you've got a magic wand. And for everything else, that if you couldn't change something, you don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. You're happy. You're in love. But experiencing this doesn't mean that you're going to know how to navigate this and use it completely to your advantage to the degree that you possibly can. But that is what I have learned. I have learned that number one, you can learn to hone this frequency on purpose. There are specific things that you can do to get yourself into this frequency called bubble love, and you will feel it. It is like when you are completely in your end and completely feeling it real, and you feel the love and gratitude surging through your body viscerally. It's like that. But this can soar to great heights. And the magnetism that you will experience is something that people around you will feel, and they will reflect, and they will be pulled into. And you will be able to create miraculous things. I notice that when I adjust my frequency, the people around me reflect it. People near me, people far away from me, everything reflects it to noticeable degrees. Because what is happening is the people around you are not changing, and the world around you is not changing. When you change your frequency, you shift yourself into a parallel reality where those people are simply different, and where you are simply different, and where the whole reality is simply a different reality. So the reason why this is important is because, or important for you to know, is because you're not changing someone. If you're not changing them, that means that what happened yesterday doesn't matter. What they said yesterday doesn't matter. The interaction that you had yesterday doesn't matter. Nothing matters, because whoever it is and whatever it is that you're finding yourself interacting with now, whatever reality that you find yourself in now, is based on something completely new, a completely new and different reality with no connection to any other. So I think that this understanding that you don't do a technique to manifest a person, you don't do a technique to manifest a thing. And if you do that, maybe it will work, but it will not keep working. Either that, and or you are going to find that you can manifest things and you still remain unsatisfied. Oh, that's what I forgot to say earlier, is that a lot of people report who have great success manifesting, they report that they still feel completely unsatisfied at some point. And then you end up losing everything. And then what happens? You have to actually learn past methodologies and techniques and practices. You have to learn what actually the frequency that is you, that actually manifests from the inside, how to harness the frequency that creates worlds, how to harness that God creator mode, how to harness manifestational currency, which you can feel, and it's real. So I noticed really, really amazing things when I was experiencing this with the people that I was manifesting. And it actually, I'll tell you something about it, is that when you experience this frequency called bubble love, it's not only good for manifesting the thing that you're focusing on, it will manifest miraculous and wonderful things in every area of your life. You're going to make more money when you do this. A lot of people look at me and they're like, oh, like, do you teach something else? Like, what about money? What about this? What about that? I teach all the things. When you do what I teach, when you experience this shift, you're going to experience all the things that you want coming in. Like, I'm doing the sexy course right now, and 2 people in the sexy course already manifested, like I think 3 weeks in, better jobs making more money. That is not any kind of coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. That is what happens when you shift your vibration into love. So, whether you like it or not, you're not just going to manifest love or a better connection with your person. You're going to manifest love and better connections with everyone in your life, with yourself, and you're going to manifest abundance and everything that that represents. You're going to manifest more freedom. You're going to manifest more health and more beauty. Everything gets easier. Everything gets lighter. Everything gets more fun. You manifest clarity. You manifest connection, but unlimited. This realm that looks like everything is separate, it's not. Vibrations, when you learn to hone like a different frequency, it affects everything. There's no separation. And that's a good thing. It's a bad thing when you're going downhill. It's a good thing when you're going uphill. Pursuing a true change within yourself, because you don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are choosing to be, what you are choosing to believe, what you are choosing to emanate. That is what you manifest. So, in order for you to manifest a completely different life, a completely different version of your person, a completely different experience, you have to change yourself. Whether you use a technique to help you do that or not, that is what's happening. You are changing. You're becoming the person who has this thing, who lives in this different reality, a different person altogether. So, when you're manifesting anything, your person, whatever, that's what needs to be the focus. How can I change? How do I need to change? How can I change? And it has to be unconditional in order to be the most powerful shift, in order to be a shift that you know how to make permanent, how to keep up with it, right? If you're not willing to commit to yourself for real, if you're not willing to go that extra mile for you, see, I don't want you doing this for your person. It's not about me. But I know that if you are simply doing this for your person, I just want them. I just want them. How do I get them? I just want them. What do I have to do? How much do I have to pay? What do I have to do? How many times? For them, for them, for them, for them, them. Gotta have them, gotta have them, gotta have them because there's no me without them. Fuck me. I want them. I don't care. Just give me them because then I'll feel better. That won't work. And if it did, you'll never be happy. They'll never treat you the way that you want. You have to change if you want to create a real change in your reality, a real lasting change in your reality. Because you are the operant power. You are the one who turns the key. You're the one who pushes the button. You're the one that makes it work. But you have to learn how to call forth this true creator, God frequency within you, whatever you want to call it. You have to learn how to be love. Now, I'm not saying that techniques are bad or that they don't work. The newest trend that I have been seeing lately is people saying all you have to do is essentially like robotically affirm. Just like tell it to yourself, it'll happen. Tell it to yourself, just know it, tell it to yourself, it'll happen. Affirm, affirm, affirm. I'm not saying that this does not work. I know that that works. And that's one thing that I teach as far as teaching people how to transcend their own negative emotions and transcend negative states. There's all kinds of loopholes that you can use to continue growing and evolving and transcending in your journey of manifesting, right? But one thing that all of those people have in common that are teaching that is they don't seem to be experiencing a lot of love. They don't seem to be really, really glowing from within and floating on a cloud. And they even seem aggravated a lot of the time. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is, I don't want to just have a thing, and I don't think you do either. I want to experience bliss and ecstasy and profound love. I want to feel good. Not that you have to. It's a want to. Why not? Would you, if I told you that you can experience ecstasy and complete bliss every day for the rest of your life, would you want that? Yes. Well, that is what I'm saying. The notion, see, what we learn here in this 3D realm, it's basically all the complete opposite of what you actually need to listen to. People are going to believe and tell you, don't listen to people, okay? Don't listen to anyone. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to reality based people. Everybody is just an illusion, and you're meant to transcend that illusion, okay? You're meant to go for something more, despite what is around you and despite the limitations that other people put on themselves. There's no other people, there's only reflections of you. It's all a hologram, okay? You gotta keep all that in mind. So most people don't believe in much. Most people have no idea that what I'm talking about is real. They don't know it exists. They think that it's a conditional thing, that sometimes you're going to feel good and sometimes you're not. You cannot experience what I'm saying. I am telling you that you can. Because number one, because I've also spoken to some people who have experienced this on a long period of time, but I haven't spoken to anyone or met anyone or heard of anyone, seen anyone who knows how to experience this bubble love gasm reality that is more than just ecstasy and bliss. It's the power to manifest miracles magically every day. I've never met anyone who was teaching how to deliberately get into that state and stay there. I've even spoken with masters before, okay? I've never met anyone who was doing that. Maybe what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls supernatural experience. He calls it a supernatural event. Maybe that's a bubble love event. I think it probably is. But is that a state that he's teaching people how to get into deliberately and stay in and live in that state? I don't know. I don't know if that's what he's doing, but that's the only thing close that I could think of. And it took me many, 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 many years of studying and research and being completely obsessed with everything about manifesting, wanting to really, really know, really, really, I want a button that I can push, and it's easy as that. It took me many, many years of experience and research and trial and error to understand on a mental level how to manifest bubble love unconditionally, just in general, how to manage it, the idea, like the rules around it, the fact that, oh, when you feel this way, you're experiencing manifestational currency and you can just point and click in any direction and what you want will fucking happen and you won't sweat it along the way. You'll just know it. You'll be having fun. You'll be like, oh, that's going to be fun. There's no doubt in this state. And the fact that you can look at someone and bring them into your field and they will experience bubble love with you. I didn't realize that was going on either, but I was doing it. Now that I know it, I can do it even more. So I basically have come up with this understanding of how to get into bubble love on purpose and how to do it on in every and any subject, like the subject of life in general, so that you're not restricted to a condition being present in order to maintain that state. So there are things that you need to know and believe and practice at a mental level that allow you to get into this state. And here's the thing is I came to understand why it seems so difficult to shift your frequency in that way and to keep it that way. And this is why. Bubble love gasm and what you acknowledge as normal, everyday human reality stuff, like average human 3D reality, these are two completely different worlds that don't mix. They do not mix. It makes no sense trying to get from 3D reality, average, circumstantial, the way that you think about life, to this bubble of bliss place. It doesn't make any sense. So the reason why when you try to feel better, you end up feeling worse is because, first of all, this has to be something, a true change that you're doing unconditionally for yourself because of the way that you want to exist, because of your own personal beliefs about yourself and reality, not because you simply want to establish a thing, to get a thing, to manifest a thing, not because you just want a condition to be different. So, what ends up happening is the reason why you keep getting pulled back under when you're on your way to trying to feel good and trying to do better and trying to manifest and trying to have no doubts is because there's so much that you believe about physical reality that you take seriously that you have to put permanently in the trash can because you cannot take that nonsense with you. You literally have to stop believing in circumstantial reality as you know it. That is the only way that this works. Now, you start doing reality tests you. Only once you pass the test are you going to get to the other side where you see the gold, where you find the gold, where you're in Technicolor and the rewards are great and you see that your belief came to pass. You have to be willing to know and affirm and even robotically affirm, just decide that you know a thing no matter what happens along the way, in order to get to the other side where a bubble love can be something that you can experience. What ends up happening with a lot of people is they change their belief systems enough on one particular subject of life in order to accomplish or attain a certain condition, but they don't actually change their limiting beliefs about the illusion of reality. So eventually the illusion of reality creeps back in and takes over again. What I'm going to teach you guys is how to give up your beliefs in circumstantial reality as you know it, and how to install new understanding, new ideas, new beliefs that are going to help you be the most transcendental version of yourself that you have ever been. And when you start getting a taste of this thing that I call bubble love, when you start experiencing it, when you start understanding how to do it on purpose, and you start experiencing that epic, transcendental, blissful fucking state, powerful love state that I call bubble love, you're going to start to see and understand what I am saying, and that you're going to know that it's a very powerful state. You're going to feel your own magnetic bubble and how powerful it is. You're going to start knowing things effortlessly, easily, and you're going to be really fucking happy. You're not just going to be walking around robotically affirming to get what you want. It's a really cool, fun thing. It's really great that there's a way for us to transcend our negative emotions so that they don't have to manifest in our reality. But I don't want to live. I want to live happy. I want to live blissful. I want to live in love. I want to live in ecstatic. I want to live an ecstatic life. I want to feel great and good and bubbly and happy and energetic all the time. I want to live in love. I want to feel the visceral experience of that. I don't want to just attract a person or a relationship. Fuck that. I don't just want to go on vacation or go to the park or go to a nice romantic amazing dinner. I don't want all of the luxuries that this life can offer if I'm not fully experiencing the ecstatic bliss of it all firsthand. I don't just want a person to love me. I want to feel fucking great about them too. I want to feel it in my body. I want us all to be in this bubble together. And I want to take everybody with me. I want to have a meeting of minds, a meeting of hearts, a seeing eye to eye, being on the same page. I want that with everyone. I want telepathy with my entire reality. I want my entire reality to reflect that everything is for me and everything is my soulmate and everything is on the same page with me and it all works together and it's all here to help me and it's all giving me a really good fucking time. I want a really good fucking time for the rest of my life. That's the only thing that makes this shit worth it. And you will never stop wanting. You will never stop searching. You will never stop trying to learn how do I do this? How do I have a better life? How do I get this? How do I get that? How do I stop? How do I have more? When you're in love, when you're in the frequency of love, when you're in bubble love, there is always more. And it's perfection 24 hours a day. And it's not about something circumstantial. It's a perception and it's a reality that you're in. But it's not about just being happy with whatever is there. It's like a cosmic red carpet rolling out before you everywhere that you go. I remember one time I was in a very, very deep bubble love state with someone, and this was years ago. And we went to a plaza. Here's an example of how powerful this is. We went to a plaza and we were going to go to Melting Pot. And a semi truck ran into an electrical pole or something right next to this plaza that we were out and took the power out in the entire plaza. And there was chaos all around. And there was like cars. Everybody was in chaos. There was cars around. It was just like a mess everywhere. But not where we were. We were not inconvenienced, not one little bit. There was no chaos where we were. There was no crazy, frantic people where we were. We went into Melting Pot. The lights were off. We were greeted. We sat down at the bar with candles. We were served a beverage while we waited for the electricity to come back on. It was a wonderful experience that we were in the middle of chaos, smack dab in the middle of chaos. And the chaos did not touch us. And we did not have that experience at all. All the people that we met were great. Our experience was great. When you are in love, the frequency of love, when you're actually embodying the frequency of love, first of all, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. Love is not, oh, I want them. Oh, I love them. When are they coming back? Love does not feel bad. I mean, love that feels blissful and good, like living from your wish fulfilled, like that grateful feeling in your body. When you are experiencing that, you are protected. You are living in a reality. It doesn't matter what's around. You are in your own magical bubble reality where only what you want can happen. And only what you want happens. And like I said, everything exists on a gradient. So you can experience it down here on this end, or you can experience it, way up on that end, like nothing you have ever felt before, nothing that you ever knew was a thing, nothing you ever knew existed. And there is a such thing as an experience that you can't even contain in a human body. But it gets pretty emphatic before you reach that point. You can live this way. You can learn how to live this way. You can do this and no one can take it away from you. Once you got the emotional part down and once you got the mental part down, you put those two things together, you're in control forever. Point and click. Point your magic wand, get what you want, and you can bring everybody into your bubble love bliss with you where they can feel it and experience it with you. They won't have to do the work that you have done to experience it. Lucky for them. This is a healing energy. And I can't really explain to you everything about what happens when you get into it. But this is what I'm going to be focusing on more on my channel. So hit the subscribe button and click the all button if you want to see more content like this. If you want to work closer with me, if you want to ask me questions, and if you want to manifest faster and go deeper into the content, tonight I have a course that is starting and it's called Cupcake Bubble Love Gasm. And I am teaching you guys how to embody this frequency, this transcendental frequency. That is going to be my focus for the foreseeable future. This course is going to be at the tier 1 level, so that's the most economical option that you guys have. I have another course coming up for you superstars out there that is going to be something a bit more advanced, way more bigger, way more infinite mindset. But for now, Cupcake is starting at 6 p.m. and I'm going to bring it for you guys. Tonight, I'm going to begin with educating you on some of the rules that are necessary to enter Bubble Love. So I'm going to put those links below for you guys, and I'll see you there.